joining us right now. You're just in time for the big conversation here on KTN Prime. And I'm not alone. I'm joined by three gentlemen. Of course, Mr. Joseph Kaga will be joining us in not so long. And allow me to introduce them straight away. Next to me is Honorable Kiruga Thuku, our NEC member with the United Democratic Alliance, as well as a member of County Assembly for the ward of Chiga in Nyeri County. A very good evening to you, sir. Thanks for making time.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Also joining us this particular evening is Mr. Wycliffe Mogaka, who is the diaspora rep under the Linda Mwananchi group. Very good evening to you.
Good evening to you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. Also joining us this particular evening is Honorable Peter Salasi, the Member of Parliament for Mumias East. A very good evening to you, Mhesh.
Good.
You're doing well?
Yeah, very fine.
Many thanks for joining us this particular evening.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, a lot has happened politically speaking here in the country in the past 1 week and even today. And because you're seated next to me, Honorable Thuku, allow me to begin with what happened in State House today. Now, the Linda Ground faction of the ODM had made allegations of, bullying, their concerns about zoning. And today the president did hold a meeting, a co-chair meeting with the ODM party leader, Oburu Oginga, State House Nairobi, to quell the fire. I mean, what exactly is happening? You're accused of bullying your broad-based brothers.
Of course, there is no bullying. Of course, there has not been anything wrong with the broad-based coalition. It's just have been a figment of imagination. People have been saying there is a fight there, there is a fight here. But actually, we are in a democracy. Mm-hmm. And even on Monday, I was in another station. I was facing a panel. They were saying, oh, now ODM and UDA, they are pulling in different sides. And I told them, we don't have any differences. People are just exercising their freedom of expression. And I told them at the right time, because ODM and UDA, and I say this as a UDA NEC member, have abiding, coalition. And I said at the right time, we will have technical committees. They will deal with all the contentious issues because we are agreed on the key principles. And you see, when His Excellency the President, our party leader, and Baba, when they decided the two sides will work together, the next of the two parties, we were invited for a meeting, and we sanctioned the working together of our two parties. Now, at times, the nature of politics is that people must express themselves, where they must have divergent ideas, but it is important. We are not just uniting. We are uniting to bring development to Kenyans. And that is one of the key agendas of the 10-point agendas that were agreed between Baba and His Excellency the President. Okay. And so, you have heard that adage of a hyena that followed a human being expecting the heart to fall off. I think we are faced with a similar situation where people actually, in their imagination, expect that UDA and ODM will fight, but the reality is showing us something different. These parties will work in the best interest of this country.
The question is, Honorable Thuku, before I engage Mr. Mogaka, do you support this issue of zoning? What is the stance of the party?
What I've said is this. I don't want to preempt discussions between our two sides. What we have said is this. If there are contentious issues, we shall have technical committees, and that is where these matters will be dealt with. And the parties will announce these matters. When you see our party leader, deputy party leader, okay, and the ODM, party leader, and his troops, it shows you anything. There are in political coalitions, there are a lot of issues to be discussed. So at the right time, these issues will be discussed, okay, and we shall have you know, there is nothing to worry about.
Fair enough.
The parties will stick together.
Fair enough. Mr. Mogaka, you're laughing. You know, do belong to the Linda Mwananchi faction within ODM party, and you are their diaspora representative. When the Linda Ground team decries about bullying and about this issue of zoning, what does it say, especially when they talk about zoning in the vast Nyanza region, in Kisumu, in Homa Bay? What does it say about ODM as a party today?
You already see the fire on the mountain. The bush is burning, right? And you can't run away from the fact that I read that this zoning from the UDA faction and ODM. The reason as to why they are fighting right now is just because they're already now saying, like, these people are just coming to take whatever that is rightfully theirs. According to what they said a while ago, is because Raila Odinga, former Right Honorable Raila Odinga before he died, right? He was the one who's owning that whole region. Right now, UDA is just taking steps into that. Something that they probably did not even discuss at length for them to find a way that they can easily bring it out. But right now, the fire is burning. You saw Gladys Wanga, you saw Arati, you saw these other leaders from ODM. They're just crying out loud, like, we won't take this zoning. And that's the fact. So you cannot even ignore that it's not happening. Because it's already out there. These people are saying this thing is being taken because that's the region where they can best bring out the best candidates out of them. But now, when it comes to the reason as to why we have the Linda Mwananchi and Linda Ground, it's just counter. It's just they don't counter whatever that is happening at the moment. So the fire is already there. They have to come up with a way that they're going to put it out. But it's not going to go out anytime soon. It's already out.
What is the position of Linda Mwananchi in regards to this issue of zoning?
Yeah, you see, Linda Mwananchi is just a baby which just came out of all these non-development, 6 months promises that comes from the government right now. Mm-hmm. That's where we are. That's why people are crying out, like, what is happening? Because the situation is really dire. So that's the position at the moment right now. We have to come out and in the right numbers and just change how things are looking at the moment.
So you have to come out, but at the end of the day, there must be, or at the end of the day, people expect you to have a political vehicle. So what are you looking at ahead of 2027?
You know, I mean, I think you're taking it a little bit too fast. Mm-hmm. The political is going to say it regardless. It's not that whatever that is just moving, it's just a morphers of whatever that is happening at the moment. If you don't see it, really, right now, Linda Mwananchi is going to come out with something so big.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just versed everywhere.
Okay, fair enough. Honorable Peter Selassie, you are elected under the DAPK party, under former Defense CS Eugene Wamalwa. But from where you sit today, is this the beginning of the end of ODM party? Because ODM party is a party that was built on, you know, democracy and all that. But today, they're being, some say they're cornered to the point where they want, you know, zoning to happen in one of their biggest strongholds, that is, you know, the vast Nyanza region. From where you sit, is ODM going to stand the test of time?
To me, I think ODM, first of all, as you've just said, that ODM was made on the principles of fighting for the Kenyans, democracy and issues. It was on the issue-based, like mostly things that are affecting the common general citizen of this country. But now the ODM decided to go in bed with the UDA. And right now, as we speak, you find like they have forgotten the principles under which this party was formed. So that means that is the end of that party, because ODM was never formed on the basis of being on the comfort zone. I remember in 2022, for example, because now they have decided that they want to be on the comfort zone. In 2022, we were in the opposition, and you could see, like in my case, we were DAP and ODM. We were in the opposition, but all of us, we were subjected to the competition. So since they have, now it means that the one who is sponsoring them is going to sponsor his candidates against the ODM, and that is going to be the end of that political party called ODM. And I can say here openly that the problems that Kenyans are going through right now, it is because of ODM. ODM is the biggest problem in this country.
How's that so?
It's because the moment ODM join hands, like they want to be in the opposition, they want to be in the government, even the positions, like us people who are providing oversight to the government, we're moved in the committees, we are being punished. And that one shows that this is a party that has lost focus, and no longer now they are part of the system that is undermining the common Mwananchi. Look at issues to do with the support of the things like KPC. They were part of it. All the big problems, all the issues that are affecting Kenyans, they cannot come out and stand, say that this SHA is bad, we need to do ABCD.
Okay.
So you find like they are part of the problems that are facing this country. I've heard about my brother saying about the Linda Mwananchi. Linda Mwananchi, yes, is good. But now, you have seen the members who are there saying, moving around saying that we are lindering Mwananchi. Now if you ask, what are we doing also in the parliament in terms of Linda Mwananchi? What are we doing? Have they come up and say that we as the young people of this country who are moving from one county to another, we have seen Kenyans are crying over ABCD. What are we doing? We know this, the challenge of the parliament. But what can we do and call the members like us? Let us put, because me, I'm not a member of the Linda Mwananchi, because it is not going anywhere because of the egos. Everyone wants to be a principal.
So allow me to ask. Allow me to ask. Okay, just a moment. I'll come back to you. Allow me to ask. Honorable Salasia, are you within the united opposition?
Me?
Yes.
For me right now, I'm for the Kenyans, and I'm just trying to look at I'm standing with Kenyans.
Because I'm asking that because you are elected under DAP. DAP
Yes.
is under the united opposition. So where is your allegiance as we speak today?
For me, as a person, right now, my focus right now is for the Mumias and talking on the general issues. But when the time comes, I will be where my heart looks, because this country needs to be fixed.
Okay, let me rephrase my question. Will you defend your seat under DAP?
As I've said, we have just come to talk about the other issues.
Okay.
These issues of unless you have called me to discuss about DAP, you have called me to discuss about united opposition, you will tell me. First of all, I'm trying also to observe and see where are we going. Like right now, where are we going as a nation? The seriousness with the united opposition, where are they going? We will join the right time when it comes.
We'll address that.
Like for me, for my case, you can't expect, Peter Salasia has moved in this country alone. Campaigning
for
president. I'm also aiming for that president. So you cannot tell me that to go and join right now. I'm a principal on my own. I'm a principal.
Fair enough, Honorable Salasia.
I've worked even more than Linda Mwananchi.
We'll come back to that. Before we engage Mr. Joseph Kagai, let me just come back to you, Mogaka.
Yeah.
You've spoken about Linda Mwananchi moving across the country. And one of the key questions out there right now is whether Linda Mwananchi is linked to the People Renaissance Movement. Are you linked to that?
No, hold on a minute. You're just taking me too fast. You know, Peter Salasia was running for president like a couple of months ago. I don't know where that dream ended. Each and every single person today, unlike Mwananchi, Linda Mwananchi, you have to go back to the people for you to draw the attention of the people, issue-based, collect their ideas and all that, so they can easily tell you what you're looking for. So there's no way out, Peter Salasia, that you're going to say that you're not in the united opposition if you're under DAPK. Today,
maybe he's preparing to bolt.
No, he hasn't.
Okay.
But you asked him a question a while ago. He didn't say whether he's in or out. So as far as everything is concerned, his principal is in the DAPK, right?
Okay.
And he's a member of parliament for Mumias East on DAPK.
Yes.
So we should, at times we cannot confuse Kenyans who are watching here just because you want to throw words here like tantrums. So we can confuse everything else. So hold on a minute. Linda Mwananchi stands very strong to the issue-based for all the Kenyans, where they are. You have to go around and the people collect ideas from the people really suffering, who are Kenyans in general. It doesn't matter where they are, whether they're in the United States, where they are, everywhere in the world. So the Linda Mwananchi is just issue-based. You cannot drag ODM and whoever just to bring these things up.
Okay, my question is Linda Mwananchi linked or connected to the People Renaissance movement?
I'm not going to respond to that right now. Linda Mwananchi, we are here just because of Linda Mwananchi first.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Before I engage Honorable Thuku, allow me to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Joseph Kagai, who is a political strategist with the Jubilee Party. Very good evening to you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Many thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Before I engage Honorable Thuku, we've been talking about Linda Mwananchi, and I have asked Honorable Salassi about the United Opposition. Now, one of the things that is currently happening within the United Opposition is the jostle for who will be the flag bearer for the United Opposition under that particular flag, under that particular movement in all Kalau. And there are concerns from other parties within the United Opposition that Jubilee is really fronting to have a candidate in that particular constituency, because the late Honorable Kiarao was elected under the Jubilee Party. But Honorable New to the Senator for Murang'a did say that that particular constituency is a DCP stronghold. So will Jubilee be fronting a candidate, or will they coordinate and dialogue with other parties and front one particular candidate who will counter the UDA candidate?
All right, so thank you so much for having me so a few minutes late. I will want to address that in two ways. First of all, there is an official statement that came from Jubilee Party that Jubilee Party will be fielding a candidate. That is the position of the party. And that position is not led just because the seat was Jubilee Party or not. At this point in Kenya, if you look at our constitution, have space for multi-party democracy. And every party, not just UDA, not DCP, and not my party Jubilee, that has the prerogative of just having one candidate. You'll realize when that election, it's only, I think, today or yesterday, is when the seat was declared vacant by the Speaker of the National Assembly. Therefore, once it is declared, every registered political party in Kenya has a right to field a candidate. And Jubilee Party is going to defend that seat because the late Mheshimiwa Kiaraho was a Jubilee Party elected member of parliament. So that is the purpose by which Jubilee says we shall have a candidate. Whether it will be a contest through the United Opposition, that one we leave it to the principals. Whether we will all go for a joint nomination as a United Opposition, it is left for the principals. Whether every party will decide, let us give the people the choice. Sometimes we deny a voter their own voice. We may say it is for this party or for these parties, that constituency is DCP, but the people in that constituency want to vote for a leader they trust that will continue with the development agenda. So the reason why Jubilee has said we are going for this election is just to give the electorate an opportunity to elect a leader they know.
So you're not ruling out the possibility that a few parties within the United Opposition will field candidates for that particular seat?
Of course, not just the United Opposition. Even the Kenya Kwanza parties, they still have that right.
Okay.
But on the flip side of it, when I heard you speak about Linda Mwananchi, you look at I'm looking at the clip on your back. You see that meeting. Almost everybody is carrying the Kenyan flag. You see, Linda Mwananchi is bringing a paradigm shift into the Kenyan politics. For a long time, young people have been part of a political movement that has never addressed the key issues about young people. When you look at the fabric of Linda Mwananchi, it has actually captured the aspirations of the majority voters, who are the young people. And the reason you see us carrying the Kenyan flag, I'm a Jubilee Party member, but I'm in Linda Mwananchi. There are Wiper, even elected MPs who are in Linda Mwananchi. There are ODM elected MPs who are in Linda Mwananchi. In other parties, even you'll find even DCP, DAP, we are all there. So and the reason Linda Mwananchi has come up, because there's a vacuum in the political narrative in our country. The reason I call it a paradigm shift, the way we are articulating our issues in every meeting we go, it is just the people and how they have been neglected, both by government and even left out in the larger political conversation. So Linda Mwananchi has come as a movement to ensure that every person who wants to participate in a political discourse in Kenya have a voice, number one, and space. You look at the way we do our meetings, they are actually people-led engagements. There is no a big political person or a patron who is in charge of this movement. It is every young person who feels it is our time.
But let me ask.
That's how that movement becomes so unique that you can't even place it in whichever faction you think.
Let me just get this clear. You said you are in the Jubilee Party,
yes,
but within the Linda Mwananchi faction. So
yes,
you're telling us today that Jubilee as a party has members who are in the United Opposition, while others are within the Linda Mwananchi. That is what you're saying?
Of course.
And number two, to get this right, you said parties under the United Opposition will field candidates in the Olkalau constituency by-election.
Yes.
Don't you then stand the risk of splitting votes and allowing UDA party to grab that particular seat? Briefly, in 1 minute.
The question is whether I'm afraid of splitting votes or not. I'm interested with the person that the people of Olkalau want to elect. Don't you know, there can even be this discussion and we say it's a Jubilee zone, it's a DCP zone, it's a DAP zone, and then a guy comes as an independent candidate and is elected. Why? Because most of the time we are not actually giving the voter the opportunity to exercise their right and elect a leader that they want.
Okay. Right.
So the discourse about a better leader is lost when we talk so much about political parties more than a leader who the people want.
Pretty much. Honorable Thuku, I want to engage you, but I'm told I just should take a break and then I'll come back and start with you. Okay. So let's just take that brief breath and then we'll come back and talk about, that Olkalau seat also from the perspective of the United Democratic Alliance as they seek to cement their position as, still, or rather to make sure that they still have a following within the vast Mount Kenya region amid concerns that that particular region shifted and does not support President William Ruto's re-election bid anymore. That will be in a moment.